I want to take just a few minutes and report out on where we stand on the ice cream scoop example. We spent some time defining the problem, and we're now through our initial exploration of alternatives. When we talked about decomposition, I identified these four initial concepts that were identified: the push shovel that swept out a scoop as you push down, the wrist brace scoop, the punch and twist, which worked by pressing a cylindrical cutter and then pushing with the thumb to rotate that cutter to create a plug of ice cream, the claw, where the idea was to use the pulling action of the user to scrape ice cream and to create a device in which the scoop could be rotated into the clawing position from a conventional position. I went ahead and generated 6 additional concepts in order to form a full complement of 10, as I asked you to do in your assignments. Here are the remaining ones. E is a push and pivot that works by pressing a square-edged or rectangular-edged cutter down into the ice cream that has a radius back to it. You then push down on the handle to cause a pivoting action around that radius to shovel out a scoop of ice cream. F is the twist ball. The idea is that you thread a circular cutter down into the ice cream and then you twist the handle with your wrist, and that will result in a sweeping out of a sphere from that cutter being rotated about this axis. G is the swoop scoop. The idea is quite similar to the push and pivot, but it uses a spherical or hemispherical shaped cutter, and the additional insight is that this may not work very well for getting all of the ice cream out of the carton. So the thought was we could use the back of the handle as an additional scooping tool that could be used in conjunction with the swoop scoop. The remaining 3 are the loop blade, H. The idea is to take a loop of metal and have it attached to a handle that would allow you to sweep out a cut of the ice cream, and you could even sweep it out about an axis, about a vertical axis, in order to create more of a round or cylindrical plug. I is the ball mold. The idea here is that you could use a rubber hemispherical mold, say made out of silicon rubber, and then you could have a separate paddle that would be used to pack that ball mold, and then the user would push the bottom of the mold in order to force the ice cream serving ball out. And lastly, J is the pincer. The idea is that you would push this relatively straight element down into the ice cream, and then you would squeeze the pincer handles in order to sweep out a ball of ice cream and push it up against the vertical element there. So those are 10 concepts. We started our exploration by posing the problem definition: in what ways might we create a better handheld device for forming balls of ice cream from a bulk container. And we have, I think, a nice set of 10 alternatives here in front of us. We shouldn't pretend that we're done with exploration, but this is certainly a really good start. We have a nice exploration, or a nice investigation of the landscape of possibilities. We will now proceed to begin to select a plan from those alternatives, recognizing that, at least based on my experience and on the data that's been gathered, it's highly likely that there will be some iteration. As we select our plan, we'll probably identify some additional alternatives, and that may even result in a further refinement of our problem definition.